Welcome to the next episode of the Dark Web Deacon. Before we begin, be sure to smash that subscribe button, click the bell to turn on notifications. New videos are published every Monday and Thursday, and as always, be sure to like and provide comments.
Cryptocurrency is a decentralized currency, meaning no one owns it and it's not backed by a specific country. Unlike US currency, which is backed by the US government, and gold and silver reserves, in theory, and other assets that act as collateral that are owned by that government to protect and give value to that currency. Cryptocurrency in particular has been a powerful, controversial, and scary topic over the last few years, especially amongst those in government agencies and financial institutions. The primary reason being cryptocurrency allows citizens and consumers the ability to store value and assets in such a way that no government can easily gain access to it. The reason being all these transactions are encrypted and heavily anonymized. So whether it's a legal system, tax organization, government agency, or financial institution, it's very difficult to find an audit trail for cryptocurrency-based transactions. It's built on a technology known as the blockchain protocol, which is a transactional database that acts as a decentralized public ledger of all transactions. In layman's terms, it's like a giant interactive Google spreadsheet that anyone can view those encrypted and anonymized transactions, but administrators known as miners continuously verify and update those transactions to confirm that each transaction is valid before it gets actually written to the blockchain. How is money stored in this system? Well, it's stored via crypto wallets. So let's look at a quick Bitcoin example. So how do we store our Bitcoins in our Bitcoin wallet? Well, there's two components. There's the private key and the Bitcoin address. The Bitcoin address is public, and think of it a little bit like a bank account routing number, or maybe better yet, your mail address. This is where you actually receive Bitcoins. The private key is what performs the actual encryption and is unique to you. So think of that as a little bit like your bank account number itself. It needs to be highly protected, and it is very specific just to you. And it shouldn't be made public, ever. There are different types of wallets that are out there. There's online wallets, which are wallets that can be accessed on the web from any internet-connected device. There are hardware wallets, Ledger being a company that makes several of these that are very popular. Here's the Nano hardware wallet, along with Ledger Blue, basically their upgraded version from about a year or so ago. And these are physical devices that secure the Bitcoin tokens, along with your private key. Software wallets are wallet applications that can be downloaded to your phone, computer, or tablet. And then there's paper wallets. Basically, private keys are printed from any offline printer. So you basically print out a piece of paper with those specific private keys. And again, that private key is specific to you, and it's needed to both encrypt and decrypt any type of transaction that is stored on your wallet. Services like Coinbase and Circle offer software/online wallets so that are easy to maintain. But in reality, the key difference here is they control your private keys. You don't control them. Unlike with your hardware wallet, you completely own and control that private key. Why that matters is it's the only way to fully control all of your funds to make sure you don't have to rely on a third party that they're securing your private keys. Because if they are breached, those private keys are stolen, there's no way to decrypt your Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency that you have stored on that wallet if you don't actually have access to your private key. Where do you buy and sell cryptocurrencies? Well, you do it through crypto exchanges. There are several dozen exchanges throughout the world where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency. Coinbase out of the US is an extremely popular one and offers the ability to buy and sell 20 different types of cryptocurrencies as of today, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Zcash, Dash, just to name a few. Most people are familiar with Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum or Ripple because they're often in the news, maybe Litecoin. But the reality is there are over 1,000 cryptocurrencies that are available. CoinMarketCap.com is a great website that lists all of them. It also lists some basic details about the coin and information such as market cap, price, and circulated supply. Now, the vast majority of these cryptocurrencies are junk. They're not going to go anywhere. Some of them are scams, could be scams, or really they don't have enough adoption that they're really going to make a splash. The top 10 that are making waves overall the last few years and potentially could gain lasting adoption are things like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, EOS, Monero, Tether, Dash, Bitcoin SV. Those are definitely 10 pretty popular ones. There are a few others within that category. I know people are very passionate about the cryptos they are backing, so don't yell at me in the comments that I forgot one specific cryptocurrencies. This is just a broad spectrum of 10 that are fairly popular. There's a few others I'm sure you could easily swap in and out that fall under kind of legitimate and definitely could potentially have some real-world application coming down the line. Cryptocurrency has played a central role in the growth of the dark web. It's fueled the e-commerce market over the last few years because it provides a means to buy products without a credit card or PayPal account that can be linked back to a specific individual. Again, this is the encryption and the anonymization that comes along with cryptocurrencies that makes it very powerful. Unlike the surface web, you'd be hard-pressed not to find a vendor on the dark web that didn't accept Bitcoin or some other type of crypto. Alternatively, because of its success in the dark web, it gives a lot of fuel to cryptocurrency detractors to delegitimize it for mass adoption in other places. Crypto crime has increasingly focused on the theft of Bitcoin and other high-valued financial assets that are on exchanges. So data breaches of these exchanges, data breaches of these wallets, where the tokens and the private keys are stolen has really dampened the effect and the growth of cryptocurrency. Because once those things are stolen, as I mentioned earlier, it's impossible for the consumer to unlock and retrieve those payments, and there's no insurance or backing related to protecting those assets that currently exist. There's also been an increased growth away from just Bitcoin on the dark web to things like Monero, Zcash, and Dash as alternatives to Bitcoin on the dark web because they do provide a greater anonymity and also lower transaction fees for some of those online transactions. I see 4 ways that cryptocurrency and blockchain can have a real impact on the real world. One is low-cost money transfers. Sending money internationally or bank to bank can be expensive and time-consuming, anywhere from $15 to $30 per transaction, and can take several days. However, with blockchain and crypto, it can just cost a few cents and take minutes. Number 2, it's a censorship-resistant alternative to store of wealth. While you probably don't think your bank account and assets can be frozen, the reality is this occurs more often than people realize, especially in countries and areas where rule of law is a little dubious at best. All it can take is someone accused of financial misconduct or someone who has powerful enemies to seize all of their assets. This is one of the most unique and powerful ways that crypto can come into play. Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin act as a censorship-resistant alternative to store of wealth that only the individual with the private key to the wallet has access to. Hence, no personal Bitcoin wallets can ever be frozen by the authorities, at least currently. Third, it can be used as an investment in early startups. There are what's known as ICOs, initial coin offerings, where you can make investments in, and then it acts as a store of wealth, much like gold and silver. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, there are thousands of coins that are out there. A lot of them are suspect at best, so it's better to do your full homework before you invest in any specific coin. And then finally is making purchases, making real purchases like we do with credit cards, PayPals, or cash. And so there are major retailers that are out there, including Crate and Barrel, Nordstrom, Whole Foods, that will accept Bitcoin. There also are several travel sites that are out there that are willing to readily accept Bitcoin. If you know any major sites that you've used, feel free to publish them in the comment section so we can inform our subscribers of sites that you use on a day-to-day basis, and the type of cryptocurrency that they currently accept. So that's the basics, cryptocurrency 101. If you have specific questions, definitely please provide those in the comments, and I will be working on an intermediate lesson and then a more advanced lesson in the near future. So if you do have any questions about crypto, blockchain, or anything about specific exchanges, would love to hear from you, and I can provide all those answers in future videos.
Thanks for watching, and as always, please like, subscribe, and provide comments, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell in order to check out future videos published twice a week.